Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. Now I'm looking at the place that I usually started the last videos off from. I have parked both of the trucks here. I have disconnected the small rovers, parked them in the sun so that they can recharge a bit, and I'm working on the new truck because now we will have time. Let me go over to the digging machine. I've dug through this hill here just because I could, and we need to make a curve around this small hill, and then we come to this. This is a mountain that is basically sitting right in front of the pole. Let me go up for a bit, and you can see there, this plateau over there is the pole. We can see the ice on top of it, but we will have to go through all this. I decided we don't go around it, we take the direct approach, go through this thing, and then we might have to go through this part, and then we are there. That is the last leg of the journey, basically. And the digging machine now has to dig out a bit longer, but it's doing a mighty fine job with the timer that I have active, and it slowly pushes inwards, and that's a good time where we can just work on the truck a bit, the new one, get it at least in a bit of a shape. I have a few lag problems with the new update. I'm not sure if that's maybe one of the mods or something like that. I've downloaded a few new toys that we can take a look maybe later at. I can show you what I've downloaded, but if I really can use that now, could be yeah, I don't know, out of the picture for now. So what did I do to the truck? So you can see that I'm starting to build up the front part. What I realized is that I'm absolutely not good at this. I constantly have to remind myself that I'm not good at building anything. Everything starts to look, don't know, boxy, and I need to break that up. So I'm taking a look at a lot larger rover builds. The thing is that most of the big rover builds don't bring in these legs, basically. So these suspensions really make my life hard right now, because so what I could have done is bring the whole thing a lot more in. So basically just start the suspensions somewhere here or here, so that the wheels are somewhat under the machine. But then I have the feeling that this thing might capsize at one point, and I kind of don't want that to be happening. So it ends up being, again, for my feeling, a bit too wide. On the other hand, it works well. The whole thing now, with it being so much higher up, drives over these hills and through these valleys amazingly well. So I have to make the decision if I want to have it as a nice and beautiful build, or do I want to have it as a functional build. And I always tend to go towards the functional build. So we will have to see how this looks in the end. So I've brought in some things for now. So we have a medical bay in here. I have to wait until I put in reactors or something like that, because I just don't have the materials for that right now. The next thing is I'm trying to shape at least the inside a bit. I want to have a bed somewhere. I want to have some general things in here, but again, I can omit all the heavy stuff like food production and all that stuff. So I made the whole insides too big again. It's just too big. So now I'm considering what to do. We could bring the top down and then just have the front as a really flat thing, because I don't need all that interior space. It's kind of not necessary now, and I don't know why I cannot for the life of me figure that out, that I tend to just make everything too big then in the end. And it's weird, because the trailer has the same problem. I have now some cargo on there, some tanks on there, and then I have all the space in the world for everything else. So now I'm thinking what to fill these areas with, and how to do it. I might keep the arrangement with some pistons on it so that I can maybe carry rovers. That in the end was something that I kind of liked, being able to just pick these things up, carry them with me. That's something that I miss with this truck. And I'm not sure. This whole thing is just too big. I made the trailer the same size as this one, and I thought, yeah, that should be good. But now I realize it could have been just smaller. I might add, although I said I wouldn't, add a refinery and an assembler and some just some production that I then can maybe use from the front part out, and don't put anything else on here. So I might just not have living space or something on here. I might just end up with bringing some ribbing up to the front, put some solar panels on the top, and then leave it open. Have it just as this trailer that has no other functionality than to trail behind the big truck, and then I maybe fill a bit of the space that I have here with stuff that I, for example, have in this trailer. So if I, for example, go in and have a way to connect up cargo trailers, the small rovers that can move cargo, I might put the steering for that thing just in the front. I might have some what did I have in here? The thing is, I kind of cleaned this thing out too. It doesn't have a lot of functionality anymore, other than to carry cargo and to have some things in here. So O2 generators or something like that. Otherwise, there's not a lot of stuff in here anymore. So both trailers could be a lot smaller, although it's nice to have the space. So let us maybe add again a refinery. We will put that thing somewhere on the middle line here, or maybe more to the front, and then also add an assembler to it. I still want to have, and that's the only thing that I might be interested in, to maybe move off to the side or something, have, instead of a drill arm, maybe have something like a drill turret. So something with a drill and fill system that I can just use to move into position, point it at whatever I want to drill out, and then just drill that out instead of getting all the stone and all that stuff. Alex Hudson made the suggestion to put more refineries on the mining machine or the drilling machine to get rid of all the stone. Again, I'm using stone dusters at the moment. It's a bit of a trade-off because I need the stone to build bridges, but I can get rid of all the excess stone, and I don't want to fill this thing up with components. In the end, with a lot of ingots and all that stuff, I have the same problem. It will fill up, will be too heavy once we, don't know, end up somewhere there, hopefully. You can see that I have made some traffic markers and the highway outpost back there. The traffic markers are just for me so that I can see where to drive next. And I will put one in here too later. And there will be one somewhere there. And then on the end of the tunnel maybe too. It's just so that I can follow the path that I have dug out for now. On the way back, if I ever go back with any of the machines, do the same. Maybe the way back will be done first with a mining machine and so on, and then I pull the trucks back over time, something like that. Good. So let us start with a refinery somewhere here. I wanted to have 2 build and repair systems down here, and I will put 1 or 2 in the front so that I have that somewhere. I need 2 spaces, and then I can put in the refinery. Oh, I wanted to show the... Let me do that first, and then we will take a look at the model loadout that I brought with me. Could also, the same way I added the builds and repairs, I will add assemblers. So with this I even would have space to build something around it if I ever decide that would be a good idea to have something around the whole part. So I need the space for the upgrade modules. I definitely want to have that. So okay, let us going off on a tangent. So Otto McDonough brought back some parts that he had used in an old weapons system, and I'm a big fan of that. He brought back the gimbal lasers and the laser PDCs that he had in one. He had a system where a mod where you could have very, very strong lasers that basically used conveyors, their own conveyors, to move the laser basically from a central laser module to the different lasers in your ship. And I liked the models of the lasers, and he brought that back. It's for Weapon Core. I have the newest version of Weapon Core installed, and I want to give it a test. It's not really needed in... I think it's not really needed in single player, but I want to take a look at it. The weapons are just too cool to ignore. There's railguns, from no, I don't know the name anymore. It's these are huge railguns from, I don't know, battleship size. You can see that battleship size railgun turrets with 3 railguns on them, and it's crazy. I definitely want to see that on ships and all that stuff. There's also small versions of it, and there's see the range, 3 kilometers. It's just ridiculous. But there's fixed versions of them and all that stuff. After the loss of the LY thrusters, the guy is still working on it to at least change the new mod to have some more powerful thrusters, but he doesn't have the pulse thrusters anymore, and that's the main thruster that I wanted to have. But Scalabjorn still had the version, so I now have LY thrusters, or the BY thrusters from the original author, and then Scalabjorn has made the legacy version. So I have that going. I finally brought back another railgun mod. Give me a sec. What's it called? Oh, come on. Someone made the railguns, and I showed them off already. The railguns from the Donager from The Expanse. That's a Martian battleship that's in the first season and in the first book, where they go in, and it has massive railguns, and someone made them for space engineers, but also for the weapons core. So that's why I now have a lot of the weapons core weapons back. I also have the Octo Beam turret back. Where's this? There, the MCRN railgun, the faux hammer. Yeah, this thing is also a crazy monster. There's a lot of barrel to the right side of me. Usually you don't see it, but there is a lot of barrel. I also want to see that thing working. It will be interesting once we go back to space. The weapons core seems to get more and more interesting. It is integrated in the mod menu now and all that stuff. So there's a lot of interesting thing in there where you can basically tell your weapons to shoot just certain targets and weight classes, and have groups of weapons shoot different things. It's interesting stuff, and it seems to there is a mod that was called, I think, Smart Turrets, and I had problems with smart turrets for some reason. It lagged out my game really heavily. Never figured out why. Maybe because of the extra stuff that smart turret needs to have in the background. Maybe I should have tested it with my bigger rig or something like that. I don't know. But the weapons core seems to have a lot of the same functionality, and maybe even better. I'm not sure. Again, I never was able to really test out smart turrets, so it's a bit of a shame. So okay, turn this on. So this is turned on. The thing is that I could grab materials now with this rover, and maybe start having this thing build and construct itself? I'm not sure. I should do that. Assembler. There will be something on the bottom of this rover, so I want to go in and set up some. Yeah, I will set up some ribbing around these containers and maybe have 2 runs of armor plates run below the containers so that they don't get damaged if this thing ever touches the ground. That needs to be figured out. So the maximum, I thought about this, that in maximum the bottom of the trailer could really go to somewhere here, because the wheels, if they ever move up, they can move to, I assume, somewhere here, the center of the wheel, and basically the bottom of the trailer would always be above the wheelbase, kind of. But the higher up I go, the more I can avoid the trailer touching the ground. So this it looks a bit like it is on stilts, the whole thing, but again, that makes it really work. It's not nice, it doesn't look so good, but it makes that thing work. So with this thing, I had really no problems traversing stuff that I wouldn't go over with this truck. And now, I have to admit, not because of the trailer, but because of the front part, because the front part is really low to the ground. And I also see I cut up the front here again because I was stuck in another valley, and it's just, yeah, this thing was made for really flat landscapes and not for this. And now I'm driving 2 of these monsters through the valleys and through the hills of Mars. It's just not nice. Good. Okay, assemblers. What do I need for the upgrades? Module. For power efficiency, I need power cells. That's not a problem. Yield module needs superconductors. That's something I cannot really go with. Speed modules doesn't need. So I could set up the assemblers with speed modules and then set up the refinery. How many superconductors do I still have? I know that I had some. I don't know how many. 3. That is not. That doesn't get me far. So let's not do that. We could leave that open and then later add some upgrade modules. But not sure about this. So I have to say that the whole situation that the world is in right now, kind of, I don't know, I'm able to do so much more when it comes to gaming. It's fun how much time I can just waste without even feeling wrong about it. I can just there's nothing else I can do. Just usually I would feel bad about it, how much time I waste on gaming. Right now, everything's fine. I can just play whenever, whatever I want. Maybe not whatever, but I'm getting better and better at Red Dead Redemption Online and Space Engineers. Again, you see that I did some things in the meantime and just built and did all that stuff. It was lovely. It was lovely. Okay, what did I want to do? I want to have power efficiency. No, speed. Speed. The power efficiency is something we can deal with later. We will add speed modules and then yield modules to this. And the assemblers get... Oh no. Okay. Not good. I thought I was... Yeah, see, that's the gap here irritated me. The space for them is just too good. No modules. No modules. No modules. No modules. I can live with that. It doesn't need modules. Good. This works out fine. Again, the power situation needs to be addressed. I'm not sure if I will put something moving on here. I have a lot of trouble with all the stuff on this trailer, and again the same with the mining machine. That's why I kind of want to keep the moving parts on this very simple. There's one turret, done, nothing more. So I will lay out some solar panels, maybe on the top, so that I can use the big surface area of the truck for solar paneling. That should be enough. And then later, once we get the materials for it, we can add maybe some reactors, so that the solar panels are just there to... Ugh, it's so loud. I turned up the volume. I hope you don't get deafened by this. Give me a sec. Let me bring down the volume just a teeny tiny bit. I usually have the audio relatively low, so that maybe you hear it faint in the background. But now I was surprised by it, and the problem is I don't have my cans on, so my headphones, and I just use speakers. But it seems to be okay. The microphone doesn't seem to react too much to the speakers. Good. Okay, another pair of ribs somewhere here. And then something on the back to protect the containers on the back. So I will have something that leads down here and then maybe in a slope upwards, so that these containers, if anything here touches the ground, these containers don't touch the ground. It's always my main concern, because containers are just very, very fragile things. Good, you go away again. Have more along here. I will put I hope the whole script works through subgrids. That's something I will have to test, because then I can really set up the station for the turret somewhere in here. Can maybe set up the turret somewhere here, have it a bit out, so maybe have it somewhere here on top of the whole thing. Then I maybe can have the connector for some smaller grid transport rovers somewhere here, and and then have it hopefully reach just everywhere I need it. So a bit up, bit down, maybe an ore detector on the turret, just a small cupola that I can use from the front part. Have a station somewhere on the front part so that I can harvest material. I have so much more space for cargo containers. I feel now a bit bad, but this thing has 6 large cargo containers. I don't know. If I don't do the whole digging machine thing, this thing shouldn't fill up at all. So that should be good. And the front part, I will have to think about how to make that thing heavy enough that I can pull the trailer once it is full. It should be good. Again, I don't want to have this thing full of stone. So I just want to have this thing carry the materials it needs, basically. Now I'm thinking if I should outfit it with more than just the regular stuff. I have all the space. I could add food production. I could add all that stuff. I have the space for it. It would give it more weight. I'm not sure. And again, I maybe need some thrusters somewhere. Not sure about this. I am so not sure about this. We will see. Again, this thing will also be something that will be modified with time. Good. I need more ribbings later, so I will go do this and then think about a good way to maybe in the distance that the ribs have. The ribs have 2 blocks distance, so 2 blocks, and then I start. Oh, that's those two perfect. Start a bit of a platform.
Energy low.
A bit of a platform that goes out, and from that I will have spaces for maybe I don't need to have the crazy amounts of stuff that I have for the I can't do it anymore. Ooh, the video is getting long. So this truck has a lot of stuff here to connect up other rovers. So this is able to be driven out and then go left and right, or right and left, and up and down. Question is, do I really need that on this thing? I could just have a piston driving downwards with a connector that I maybe have a sensor on. But the thing is that having all this makes connecting up the rovers that I can bring in really easy, because I don't have to precisely park the thing. I can just go into the big rover, bring down the nozzle, and then it can basically find the rover sitting on the ground and attach to it. So I will have to think about a way how to do this. So this will be the outrigger for the turret. I will have a center connector, or not connector, a center point here, and then have a turret sit up top with an advanced rotor. I need a way to connect this up. Okay. Ooh, can I cut this? No, I can't cut this. So 4. Now I can cut this. Ooh, okay. Ooh, mistake. Can cut this. No, I can't. Where's the... There has to be... Okay, there it is. Good. This... And then... This... Shouldn't use all the conveyor junctions. Conveyor junctions are evil. Oh, come on. Remove the whole thing there now. Thanks. And now I can connect that up to both sides. And build something around it from here, and then maybe protect the whole thing there. Good. Advanced rotor up top. People, but I'm rambling on for far too long now. So I decided that I will definitely take a look at streaming more. So maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure how now. Don't say something will happen tomorrow, but I'm thinking about maybe we could stream a bit tomorrow. Not sure if maybe in the morning, maybe in the evening or something like that, but there's time right now to stream, and so I could do something like that. Question is what? Space engineer is always a good plan, but I'm maybe thinking about streaming something else. I'm not sure. We will have to see how that all works out. Good people. I would say that's all for today. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, please leave a like on the video. And I hope to see you in the next video. See ya, guys.